Hey YouTube, I just got done recording a video, so I've been talking and my lips are dry. So let me just reapply some chapstick here, and we're gonna continue on with the conversation. Now, if you watched the video that I uploaded on Friday, I was talking about how the school district of Pickens County decided that they wanted to make the children go virtual after 9 days of school. Now, I don't know if I explained that video because I can't remember, but the Pickens County School District was the first to start school. No other school district started school on August the 4th when we did. We were guinea pigs. People can't accept it. Get over it. We've been guinea pigs our whole life. So we're guinea pigs right now. Okay, because I just truly believe that it's a social experiment going on. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about the parents who are as of right now in Pickens County in South Carolina, who children went back to school, and after 9 days they decided to close the schools down. Now, Friday, when they notified the parents, they didn't give a date for when the virtual learning would be over. That was Friday. Today is Sunday. Since Friday, there has been several Facebook groups that have been created. This group that I'm reading from is SPDC Parents Against Virtual Learning. Now, this affects me. So this is why I'm talking about it. I don't hear anybody else talking about it, but this affects me. Let me just say this before I start. I don't have a problem with teaching my one child who doesn't have no issues at home. If they feel like that school is too dangerous for him, okay, I let him choose if he wanted to go back to school. He missed his friends. He wanted to go back to school. That was fine. I sent him with everything that he needed. And if they feel like, they need to do virtual learning, I'll do virtual learning. But we have rights, and the children of South Carolina has the right to have face-to-face school learning 5 days a week. So I am for the people, okay? Let me just say that. So I'm speaking for these people because these parents are frustrated, and let YouTube understand that this is one county that's in the state of South Carolina. I do believe that South Carolina have about 50 or something counties, something like that, 53 or something like that. So this is just one county that this is going on in right now, and there is a lot going on. So today on Sunday, we were updated. They sent us an email, and then they also called us, and they said that that this week would only be virtual learning, that on Monday, August 23rd, the children would be returning to face-to-face learning. However, at the bottom of the email, it did state that they were going to be having a meeting this Tuesday, and they are going to go over their protocols and their plans, and their plans may change depending on the number of positive cases at that time. Understand, people out here, that the Delta variant is killing kids. So before you get upset about having to homeschool your children, just understand that if your children was one of the children who caught COVID just from simply going to school, and then you ended up losing your child, you would be upset. Now, I don't know if that has happened to anybody, but I've already gotten Mello tested because he was exposed. All right. So I'm going through this group, right? The SPDC Parents Against Virtual Learning. And I was very surprised at one of the threads that I ran up on. Now, they're planning on protesting tomorrow in Easley at the Pickens County School District. I will not be going. I don't protest for nobody, okay? I'm going to make sure my child do his work and get his work turned in accordingly. But there are, at this time, about 250 parents who have stated that they will not be letting their children participate in virtual learning. Let's talk about it. So, this lady, 2 days ago, so the post has been up for 2 days, and the post says, how many parents are not planning on participating in virtual school? This is what it says, okay? And so far, it has 116 likes and 250 comments. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go through all 250 comments, but we definitely going through some of these comments because I don't know. And somebody did also ask another question. Somebody said, what are the chances that the children will actually go back to school on Monday? And like I said, in the middle, just now, like I said, they said that in the middle of the week, they're going to be having a they're going to be having like a board meeting or something, and they're going to go over their like plan or whatever. So it's still up in the air if the children will truly be returning to school on the 23rd. I will let you know, because my child has made it clear that he does not want to do virtual learning. In fact, he had a soccer game tomorrow in PE that he was looking forward to, and he is pissed AF. Okay. So, somebody just said that they heard that our school board district office got scolded by the SCDOA and the governor's office for making this decision without clearing it with them first. Has anybody else heard that? Now, that is allegedly, but I'm just reading this as I'm going through. So bear with me, because that was just posted 15 minutes ago. And let me just say for the record that I was really shocked that there was 250 people who commented on this about not letting their children participate, because is that really going to help your children? Like, isn't that going to put them a week behind? And a lot of people are saying their children have felt even more behind. So, like, why would you contribute to that? But I'm gonna digress, because they got rights. I don't know if, it's their right to keep their children out of school and protest. I think that's truancy, but I guess if enough of people do it, you can't lock it. Well, I guess you can't lock everybody up for it. So it's so many comments that I'm just gonna start. Okay, somebody said we won't with my two that are supposed to be in person. My 15-year-old struggled really bad last year. He's not doing well. He's not doing well, y'all. And so the fact that she says her child is not doing well, why are you gonna let them get another week behind? But they got rights, okay? The next person said they're thinking of transferring to a Christian school where that will stay open. So Christians don't believe in COVID. Is that what they're saying? Okay. Somebody else said they're changing their children to Oconee County, and my sister has children in Oconee County, and they've been going to school since last week, and as of right now, they're still going to school. So, but they only started school last week. Our children have been in school for 9 days. They started school on Tuesday. Somebody said I'm half and half. Monday they have doctor's appointments, so she won't even be attempting with her son to do virtual learning. Her son doesn't want to do virtual learning anyway, and he's behind anyway. The next person said they won't be participating in virtual learning. And this is what I'm scared of. This is why I'm saying South Carolina are really letting these families down, especially, with, we're going through suing the governor just so, like, the people can get the unemployment benefits that they are entitled to be able to pay their bills. And that, money is definitely an issue. Some people are paying certain bills and not paying other bills. And that could definitely be detrimental to the children, because this next person says we don't have the proper internet. So no, that's their comment. They don't have the proper internet. They don't have the proper internet. She said, I had to rearrange my whole work schedule so I could be at home to educate my children, which I did not go to school to do, and I am not qualified to do. And it is a lot of people who I felt the same way at first, but I done got through it. And, with a little bit of prayer and patience and all of that, I have gotten better with it. So it doesn't bother me so much that my child has to stay at home and do virtual learning. But for some parents, this is definitely an issue. And because they only notified parents Friday afternoon, a lot of, who's going to let these people, some people are losing their job this week. Some people are probably going to lose their job this week, or they're going to have to decide, are they going to stay at home and teach these kids, or are they going to go to work? And ain't no unemployment benefits to fall back on. So, good job, Henry McMaster. The next person said, I don't want to, but I don't want my kid to fail either. This is awesome BS. Okay, now, there are people replying. So, this person replies to a lot of people. I'm not going to put you on blast. But this person replied and said, if a large majority participates, they will not be able to fail them, and they won't. There has to be a sacrifice and a chance taken by this to prove our point. I just want YouTube to know that I am not participating in this. I'm not gonna let my kid do no schoolwork because I don't play them games with Bello. And this is really disturbing that there are people who are saying if all y'all don't let y'all kids participate, they ain't gonna take us serious. Like, I think that's extreme, and this is just my opinion, and it matters to nobody but me, but I'm just saying I think that is a little bit extreme, and especially when you are saying my child is already behind, so fuck it. Like, that's what I feel like you saying to you, like you failing your child. I understand that the school district of Pickens County has failed your child for the past 2 years. I am not going to dispute that. I am not going to argue with nobody about that. Those are facts. But what I'm saying is, you as the parent are supposed to ensure that your child has everything that they need, and you help them to the best of your ability. And sometimes you get tired, but you can't say I'm not cooking for 2 weeks because I'm tired. Your children are going to starve. The same thing with their learning. You cannot give up on your babies because the state of South Carolina already have. Understand and understand that the state of South Carolina has already given up on your baby. Don't give up on your baby. You can protest in a different way, but these babies need to do their schoolwork. That's all I'm saying. I'm not sure. Oh, and somebody said to the lady who said that, you know, if a large majority participate, they won't be able to fail them all, and they won't. Like, if this was Fifth Suite, I'll be drunk. Ma'am, don't play with your child education like that. Let me digress. Somebody actually asked, how can you not participate? Just don't log on. And somebody answered them and said, yes, this has 9 replies. And then somebody replied and said, and how do they get to the next grade? And the person answered and said, No Child Left Behind Act, and due to it being a pandemic, there are extra safeguards pertaining to passing. Listen, I don't think that the kids should be passed just because it was a pandemic. If they didn't learn what the fuck they was supposed to learn, they should not pass. That's it. That is all my opinion. I'm sorry. Calm down. God, I just feel so sorry for these kids, and I can't believe their parents are really... Listen, one person said that they plan on their children attending school in the morning, and they dropping them off. They didn't say to what school, but that's what it said. Oh my God. Guys, y'all, okay. Somebody said, if no one logs on, then they'll be forced to open the schools again. Can't fail everyone. And the reality of the situation is they can't fail everyone if the fuck they want to, ma'am. Somebody said that's exactly right. 0 attendance means 0 funding. They will have to open schools. We will send our children when there are public schools to send them to. You can't have my attendance and my funding if you're not going to teach my student. That is fair. I speak for all. Moving on. Most kids don't even have their Chromebooks, so they can't. Now, I pointed this out to my husband last week. Wednesday, my son got assigned his Chromebook. From Wednesday night, he came home with it. Thursday night, he came home with it, and he came home with it on Friday. I told my husband they waited just enough time for them to get their Chromebooks in, and then they sent them to virtual. And me and my sister have this thing. Here's the thing. The school doesn't normally let the kids bring the Chromebooks home overnight. So when they're sending the Chromebooks home, they ain't going back to school. Okay, somebody said mine don't have their Chromebooks. They're supposed to get them this week, but the school is closed, so their children can't even participate. Somebody said I don't have time for this. My boys were not doing well. I am a single mother. I have to work. And those are the things that are crushing me, and that this governor needs to be hearing, because you cut people's unemployment off, and now they have to stay home with their children or they're going to lose their job. And if the neighbors, I hope you ain't got no Karens who see your kids outside playing unsupervised, who call the police on them, and then your minors are home by themselves. The next person says, we will not be logging on to virtual in my house. Somebody replied and said, I think we will not either. My kids don't even have their Chromebooks. So some of these children don't even have the bare necessities that they need to do the schoolwork, because what I've noticed is that a lot of people don't have computers at home. We don't actually have a desktop computer, but everybody has laptops. or tablets, iPads, all of the above. We, techie. We're techie people. So, we have all sorts of devices. But somebody else said these children have been through enough. This is unacceptable. Somebody said, either way, my kid will suffer, so I will be doing it because I don't want them to get even more behind. And that is where I'm coming from. And this is going to be the last comment that I read, because this is what I want these angry parents to understand. Because, oh, believe me, I was mad. Okay, now I'm not a single parent. I live in a 2-parent household. My husband works. I did lose my job due to the pandemic, but I had more than one job, praise God. So, but I'm fairly certain that it is only a matter of time before my job calls me and says, we're going to furlough you again, because at one point I was furloughed from both my jobs. And I was like, oh shit. I ain't never been in a situation where I wasn't working at least one job. So, that's tough, and thankfully I have somebody here to help me, but not everybody has that support. Okay. She goes on to say, ultimately it is my job as a parent to do everything I can to ensure that they get an education. Don't get me wrong, I'm beyond pissed about going virtual, but my kids have suffered enough. We're gonna leave on that note, because this lady right here is very level-headed. I understand that you parents are mad. I'm mad too. I got a child who goes to school in Pickens County. I have nieces and nephews who go to school in Pickens County. Believe me, my siblings are 38, 39, and 40 degrees hot. However, we are not going to let our children fall behind just because we have to do a little bit of virtual learning. There's nothing wrong with protesting. It is your God-given right as an American citizen to protest some shit if you feel like it is wrong. And yes, it is wrong. But if it means that my child is going to come home safe and healthy, then I don't have a problem with keeping him here. If y'all feel like he in danger around them people, he can stay here. He live here. This is his house. This is going to be his house when I'm there to go. But there are parents out here who need help, who are fed up, and who have not been given the proper tools, the proper guidance to help their children, and their children are failing, and they're fed up. They're just fed up. They're in the middle. They can't go nowhere. They can't do nothing. They ain't got no money. They ain't got no food. You know what I'm saying? They can't even provide the basic necessities for their children. One of the mothers were venting and saying, like, do you know what I had to do to get school money, to buy school clothes and shoes just for them to shut down the school? Now, I know a lot of people are not there, but understand that there is a lot of people out here who are in that very situation. They had to do something strange for some change just to get their kids some school clothes and shoes and all of that stuff on that list, which was $76, and dropped it off at the school, and now their kids are at home. And they could have spent that money on something else. And maybe they didn't pay the Wi-Fi bill and paid the light bill and bought school clothes, and now the kids got sent home with Chromebooks and no internet. This is just my update. I don't plan on going to protest with these people. I might ride through. No, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I might ride through, take some pictures. On the app, they say that they already got the news people coming, so they done reached out. They've been sending emails, they've been sending letters, they've been posting a lot of stuff. I'm gonna try to keep you guys updated on this. I don't see nobody else covering this, and I'll searched high and low on YouTube, and nobody's covering this. And I'm gonna cover this because this matters to me. This is important. Now, understand this: my child will not be missing not a day of virtual learning, and I hope that you don't punish your children, especially the ones of you who have children who are already fell behind. Please do not make your children fail no more. It is other ways that you can protest against the children having to be virtual learning than simply not letting them learn, because that is just not smart. And you as a parent should not be holding your child back. I'm not gonna hold my child back. I'm about to be here. Ain't nobody explain nothing to me, but we gonna wing it. Okay, I hope y'all have a good night. Please pray for the parents in South Carolina, because they are really going through some stuff, and this is sad. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you stay safe and healthy through this pandemic. Go to Sam's, get you some toilet paper and stuff, but most of all, stay dangerous. Have a good night, guys.